Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 1st, 2025, and Lamine Yamal has set even more records during his 100th appearance as a football player. Also, Xavi Hernandez could be replacing a high-profile vacancy come this summer. And finally, Ibrahim Diarra continues to impress. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I'm bringing you this short live stream because I'm still out of the country. I'm not home, I'm not in my YouTube studio, so I cannot film, edit, and post. Therefore, I've been doing these short live streams every day to keep you up to date on all the news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. I will be back home Sunday, so Sunday I will be back to your regularly scheduled videos. But for now, we'll do these shorts, which again, it's not a podcast, so I will not be addressing the comment section. Having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let's begin with the news because, ladies and gentlemen, UEFA have posted the team of the week after the two semifinals yesterday. Well, yesterday and the day before, where PSG defeated Arsenal 0-1 and where Barcelona drew with Inter Milan 3-3. And well, there are three Barcelona players that have made the team of the week. As we see in goal, we have Donnarumma, Dumfries on the right, Marquinhos as the center back, and then I guess we could skip the whole lineup. But let's look at the midfield because we do have Pedri, who has made it to the team of the week, and of course Lamine Yamal and Rafinha as the two best wingers out of the two semifinals in the Champions League. I think the only notable absence would be perhaps Pau Cubarsí, but I do understand this selection because after all, Barcelona's defense was not up to par during yesterday's semifinal. Now, one player who was definitely up to par in yesterday's semifinal was, of course, Lamine Yamal, who yesterday completed his 100th appearance for Barcelona. And during that 100th appearance, not only did he score a goal and was absolutely spectacular, but he also set several records, starting with Lamine Yamal yesterday became the second youngest player to appear in a Champions League semifinal at 17 years, 291 days. And you might ask, who is the youngest player to appear in the semifinals? Well, it's Julian Draxler, who appeared in the semifinal of the Champions League at 17 years old, 266 days. It's only about 20-something days apart, but Lamine has become the second youngest player to play in a semifinal. Now, that's not all, because Lamine Yamal actually became the youngest player to score in a Champions League semifinal, again, at 17 years old, 291 days, beating the previous record, which was held by Kylian Mbappe, who scored at 18 years old in 104 days when he used to play for Monaco. And during that semifinal in 2017, they got eliminated at the hands of Juventus. So Lamine Yamal, the second youngest player to appear in the Champions League semifinal, but the youngest player to score in a Champions League semifinal, which just shows how an incredible start to his career Lamine Yamal is having. Because if you compare him to the two best, well, the greatest ever plus the second best player, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo at 17 years old had 19 appearances, just 19, where he scored 5 goals and provided 4 assists. When it comes to Lionel Messi at 17 years old, he only had 9 appearances with 1 goal and 0 assists. And Lamine Yamal at 17 years old, 100 appearances, 22 goals, and 33 assists. 22 goals, 33 assists, 100 appearances at the age of 17, surpassing by far the numbers of Lionel Messi, the greatest ever, and Penaldo, who Madrid delusional fans try to convince you that he is the greatest ever, which, let's keep it real. Anyways, Lamine Yamal was so impressive. He left the whole world in awe yesterday. There wasn't a single pundit, football legend, coach, player that was not talking about how great Lamine Yamal had performance was yesterday during the semifinal, including Inter Milan's coach, Simone Inzaghi, who stated the following. I haven't seen a player like Lamine Yamal in the last 8 or 9 years. We had to put 3 players on him. He is clearly a talent of the type born once every 50 years. I 100% agree with Xavi. I think Lamine Yamal is one of those players who are touched, who are special. We only see once in a generation. The previous one was Messi, and now it's Lamine Yamal's turn. And let's not forget, he's only 17 years old. He's only a child, ladies and gentlemen. He's not even close to his best form. He's not even close to his peak or to his prime. He has many, many, many years to go to reach that. So if he's that good right now, you can only imagine how much better he will get as he gets older and gets more experience and gets more maturity. Now, speaking of coaches, since we did discuss Simone Inzaghi's statements, let's move to our former coach, Xabi Hernandez, because reports are stating that the former Barcelona coach could end up replacing or end up filling a high-profile vacancy this summer. And you might say, Mo, who are you talking about? Well, we're talking about another Xabi Alonso, who will be leaving a vacancy at the head coach position for Bayer Leverkusen. And it's reported that Bayer Leverkusen are considering Xabi Hernandez as a replacement for Xabi Alonso. So Xabi out, Xabi in. Of course, different spelling, but same name. Now, Bayer Leverkusen are also considering other coaches like Ten Hag and also Al-Wasib, Real Sociedad's coach, who has decided to leave his beloved club. We'll see who will end up being coaching Bayer Leverkusen, but Xabi is definitely amongst the top contenders. Of course, my question to you is, would you like to see Xabi Hernandez as the coach of Bayer Leverkusen? I mean, who knows? That might end up working out very well for him. I think the move from Qatar to Barcelona was way too fast and way too big of a jump to go from, Qatari league, which, let's be honest, it's like Sunday league, to go to managing one of the biggest clubs. I think that was happened way too fast. So maybe Bayer Leverkusen could be like the jump that would help him continue to grow and mature as a coach. After all, Xabi Alonso went from coaching Real Sociedad B to Bayer Leverkusen, ended up doing a marvelous job. So who knows? Maybe this could be the break that Xabi needed, and most importantly, the right timing, because again, from Qatar to Barca, that was just too big of a jump. Now, let's end this video by discussing Ibrahim Diarra, because, ladies and gentlemen, the 18-year-old attacker continues to impress at Barcelona. Now, Barcelona signed Ibrahim Diarra in December when he had just turned 18 years old. He arrived in Barcelona. He unfortunately came overweight. He also was out of shape because he was out of play for several months due to a knee injury. It took him some time to get back into form. It took him some time to start adapting, which is totally normal. Not only is it a new country, new language, new culture, but you're talking about a new league, new style of play, new everything. It took him some time to get adapted, but nonetheless, his adaptation is going really, really well, because Ibrahim Diarra has scored 5 goals and provided 1 assist in the last 5 matches. And it's reported that Barcelona coaches are incredibly impressed with the youngster, one of the most promising young talents to come out of Africa. And he is living up to those expectations, where Barcelona coaches are very, very delighted with him. They see his technical ability. They see his potential. They describe him as someone who's a dual winner, who wins those 1v1s. They describe that he has very perfect timing as far as timing his runs, his passes, his shots, etc. And it's being talked that Ibrahim Diarra could start training with the first team during the preseason. Now, for now, they're talking about training with the first team. We'll see how that goes. Ibrahim Diarra's training goes well with the first team, he might even be called up to the preseason tour. Remember, Barcelona going to have a preseason tour in Asia, 2 matches in Japan, 2 matches in South Korea. So if he impresses during the training, he could end up being called up to the preseason itself. And who knows, maybe if he impresses during the preseason, we might see him continue to train with the first team, or maybe even a few minutes here and there. Of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, let's just enjoy that Ibrahim Diarra is absolutely doing a marvelous job with Giuliano Belletti's under-19 team, or the Juvenil A, which have won their own treble. They have won the Youth Champions League, the Youth Copa del Rey, and they have won their group in their league. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be going live in a few more minutes because there is more news to cover, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scarce.